You want to hear something interesting? Ideas get received when you create, when you express, when you speak up. Ideas do not just fall into your lap out of nowhere. A lot of high performers with perfectionism actually have this tendency to sit around waiting, or planning, and scheduling for setting their ideas out into life. And so at one point you have a long list of ideas, or a short one, I don't mind. But then here's the thing. Your brain actually works in a very cooperative way. If you just begin creating, begin expressing, begin speaking up. Because as you do that, ideas flow to you. And you don't have to, push, prove, and please and just force ideas, into your mind and into the world. A much better way to go about, ideas is to understand that ideas work like networks. So as you begin, expressing and speaking and creating and all of that around your ideas, then as you do that, another idea pops up and another idea. So when I speak on a podcast here, or when I have a conversation with someone, when I begin speaking and engaging, that is when ideas keep coming to me. See what I mean? And so what I then do is I make sure to write it down. It might be a word, it might be a sentence, it might be an intuitive hit of some sort. I just make sure to note it down. Oftentimes as an entrepreneur, you're doing a lot of different things. And as a human being, you tend to do a lot of different things, right? And so being able to have like a go-to where you write them down, for me, it is like my notes app, for instance. I just then write the idea down as it comes. But as you can see, you actually get ideas oftentimes when you're interacting with someone, when you're speaking, right? When you are expressing. That is something that I've come to realize. And so again, you might be in a position right now where you have perfectionism, where you have procrastination tendencies, where you're simply procrastinating in setting your ideas out into life because you expect to have all of these different ideas in order and schedule them and plan them in a certain way in how you're going to express them. And so you end up not doing it at all. Or you might actually express, but then you have this like nagging feeling or thought or belief that at some point you will just be empty. You won't have any more ideas anymore, right? Might be that you have that idea right now, that thought right now, that belief right now. But the thing is that your subconscious mind is connected to infinite intelligence, which is basically ever present, ever aware, always awake, always aware, right? And universal intelligence has a lot of ideas for you, okay? It's all about you actually being in the state to receive them. How do you know if you're in a state to receive ideas? You're oftentimes in a state to receive ideas when you are directing your focus towards something else. So you might be in the shower and you might be flooded with ideas. You might be driving and you might have some ideas. You might be, again, having a conversation with someone and you might be flooded with ideas. So pay attention to where you are and what you're doing when you are getting these ideas. For me, I typically get them in the evening. I typically get them when I speak. I typically get them when I'm in the water for some reason, okay? And key thing too, when I am totally and utterly in a state of being present, when I am relaxed. if I am constantly in my head thinking about the future, what I'm going to do, what I have to do, what I should do, again, that is perfectionism. That's overthinking. That's rumination. If that's the case, then I am basically indirectly blocking myself off from ideas, from the kind of ideas network or network ideas. So network ideas, these different nodes that get connected to your original idea, they come to you more easily when you are in a receptive state. And so if you right now find yourself in a place where you are stressed, where you are basically kind of forcing ideas into the world rather than just allowing them to come to you, if you are basically not creating, not speaking up, not expressing, then you're more than welcome to apply to join the Bloom Beyond Tribe, which is a tribe for sunflowers and bloomers to come in there and get support around what we just talked about, being able to, have ideas come easily and effortlessly to you and run your business in this way. Going from this hyper masculine way of running a business and way of being to rather shifting to a more feminine, receptive way of doing business, which, by the way, has nothing to do with your gender because all of us have both energies within us. See? Being able to tap into this universal force and your subconscious mind and working with it to create and to contribute is exactly what the world needs right now. And so if you want to be a part of that change, that revolution in blooming beyond perfectionism, then definitely apply by going to bloombeyond.com/apply. And it's a 256 members limit, monthly cohorts, and there's obviously a waiting list as well. So there's a waiting time. Definitely go and apply right now if this is calling you. If this is something that matters to you, to truly begin to allow ideas to flow to you rather than you hustling and grinding for them to be realized and actualized and physicalized. So go there right now and apply, and I will see you in the next podcast. Until then, stay bright, brave, and balanced.